Good morning. We're live here looking at the crypto charts. We see Bitcoin had a nice drop down early this morning. Yesterday from our green blocks, we did go up just a little bit. We hit this bullet pin for ETH. From there, went up another 1%. From the green block yesterday to the top. Within a 10 hours time span, Ethereum went up 10 hours for about 4% gain. After that, we came down. We hit a death cross. After the death cross, price dropped over 4.7%. This is where we are now. If I drag that uptrend for Doge right here, this is that area we broke the uptrend. So when we broke that uptrend for Doge, we came down roughly it's hard shift clicking all these indicators. Came down over 2%, at least 2% drop from when we broke that Dogecoin uptrend. So red block to the green block, we had a nice bounce for about 10 hours. And then we held here for over 13 hours eventually before the drop came for crypto in general. Zubinal says, so we are in a bear market for how long? I don't know how long. I only know how to tell when it's flipping from bearish to bullish. And generally we don't know that until the day happens. So probably until the next big black swan, when that causes crypto to bleed very hard, if we go under 40K or down towards 40K and start bouncing back, then we'll be able to tell. Until we have that data, we don't know. So waiting for that range. I did keep my positions open for my longs. I do think it would be harder to come back to my entries before we get a little bit more liquidations up on that top side. If we look over here for Dogecoin, top of those liquidations go to about 10.28 cents. And if we look at Bitcoin top of liquidations, that's about 70,674. Keep in mind, this is only the 5-minute chart. But these trades are still relatively aggressive. 21.40 for ETH. And if we look at XRP, it goes back to $1.47, almost $1.48. And this is the 5-minute chart, by the way. So I'll grab this chart, put it in a Discord for the 5-minute liquidations. So if we go up here and liquidate these shorts, that would give us a little bit more gas. Generally over time, shorts are more profitable than longs because if you look at the long analytics, most of the longs have been liquidated dollar-wise. I'm looking at the top of this liquidation for Doge. But the bottom side, we can go under 9 cents for those longs. It would be a 9% move if we go back up to the top side for Doge. We are in this area, though, where we had a bull flag that failed for Dogecoin. It was a nice setup, and then right after we got that set up, that's when the sell pressure started. Keep in mind, though, the hourly was starting to get overbought at that time. I'm bullish on these cryptos right now. Pretty bullish on these cryptos on a short time frame. My positions are still up that we entered the other day. If you look back here, in front of the longs, I'm still up like a little bit on Doge. Bitcoin's still up. ETH is still up. Even when we come back to my entry, that just means more room to add more if I really like those positions. As long as I'm keeping my liquidation prices closer to zero, it's not an issue. The market opens in 2 minutes. I think we may have a very sharp V-shaped recovery. You look here for Bitcoin, this was a very sharp trend down. Dogecoin, very sharp trend down. Typically in areas like this, what you'll do is you'll sometimes get like a V-shaped recovery. Sometimes areas like this, we get that V-shaped recovery. So that's what I'm hoping happens this morning, is that when market opens, we start getting a little bit of that V-shape. This was very steep, but I think a V-shaped recovery could happen. Let me add that to Discord. So we get these limit orders already, hold them down, and price goes back up here. I'll still be in the profit. I'm still in a profit, but it might go higher, and I'll be in even bigger profit than yesterday, to put in perspective. So if we get a V-shaped recovery, it would be nice. We are getting a little bit of reversal. Markets are open. I'm looking at the charts here, and this is looking like the RSI is oversold too in this area. And we are trying to get a little bit more bullish momentum on the MACD early on. Under that 200 EMA, about 2.8% for Doge. So, just looking good as market opens. Let me see sentiment. Are you bullish or bearish this morning? Well, the 10 o'clock in the morning dump had some volume. I remember a candle right here, Doge had at 8:30 had 32 million volume, but after that volume came in, we started getting a little bit of the uptrend. I think just looking at these charts here, we are getting some of that uppity. This morning, Amazon announced a partnership with OpenAI. I'll add that to the news channel in the Discord. I don't know. It says they'll invest $50 billion. That's crazy. Let's go over here to Amazon stock as well. Uh, let's put it on the hourly. Amazon's been bleeding down, by the way. Put Amazon on weekly. I think Amazon's gonna crash down hard. They're overcommitting. I think Amazon will come down quite hard. And let me just. The guy didn't say it on the post, but it's on the article. So let me add that to the chart here. Yeah, I think they're putting too much money. Oh man. Yeah, definitely the short signal for Amazon right here. Oh man, they're putting $50 billion. That's too much money. I've been good Albanian crypto. What's up, Taz? You think Epstein was? Well, Satoshi was here before Epstein. I think we're gonna do a V-shaped recovery this morning. Can't believe Amazon's putting $50 billion into OpenAI. That's maddening. And that $50 billion is gonna get burnt through very fast. We're getting some recovery this morning, though. This is good for when the market's open. Satoshi wasn't Epstein. If you read all of the emails, you realize that Satoshi was trying to get a meeting. Sorry, if you realize early on, Satoshi and Epstein are completely different people. That's why Epstein invested in core developers. And some of these developers that were funded by Epstein, they communicated with Satoshi in a different way. If Epstein was really Satoshi, he wouldn't have needed to even pay these developers, right? He wouldn't have tried to meet the developers or meet Satoshi if they're the same person. It doesn't make sense. But he was an early investor in the Bitcoin ecosystem, which should scare a lot of people. And it's invested a lot, and we don't have access to data that shows that Epstein has Bitcoin in a wallet. But it would make sense to everybody out there if the man invested hundreds of millions of dollars into the early ecosystem of Bitcoin. He probably had a large amount of Bitcoin somewhere too. Why why would he invest so much money into the development of Bitcoin if he had zero? You're not going to find that Bitcoin wallet in the files. No, no, no. That stuff's gone. FBI already got that Bitcoin. If they were able to get the seed phrase and stuff, that Bitcoin's gone. But remember, before Jeffrey Epstein sent to prison, he had time to give away cash to his girlfriend. So maybe she also has the Bitcoin, or somebody or a organization has the Bitcoin out there. It's a lot of Bitcoin. Yeah, looking at these charts over here, Bitcoin just got a big red candle with 293 volume right on this V. The question is, will we be able to recover from here? Let's look at Nvidia this morning as well as Gamestop as well. Let me go back over here. I also have some trades open for the trading competition for TradingView. If we look at Nvidia this morning and we look at the hourly, oh man, even more has been wiped out. Nvidia is bleeding. Remember, people have the options that expire today. Today's Friday. Oh, so we saw Wall Street dump this, and we have the option that expired today. There's a guy on my Discord that was really dead set on buying Nvidia option calls, and I was trying to convince him maybe GameStop would be better, but the market's wiped out. And yeah, Wall Street dumped this stock hard. How much money was made? Yeah, you can't buy the top. You don't want to buy the top on options, even if you think a company will have good earnings. If you zoom out here, look at the weekly. We had all these. You look at this. You're buying after. You're essentially buying from the green block range to here. You're buying after it went up 92,000%. If you think it's wise to buy a stock after it went up 92,000% for your options, and you weren't holding the stock since then, that doesn't make sense. So if you waited until the stock went up 92,000% to buy options, or let's say even from the last big drops, the biggest drop down at $10 till here. If you weren't holding it from here, but you decided to buy options here, it's a very fatal trading Let's go to GameStop. GameStop's still in the $23 to $24 range. It's not as bad. Actually, while Nvidia was dumping, GameStop was getting some buys. So let me change this to green before I type anything. So we saw this thing was getting buys while Nvidia was dumping. At that same time, Nvidia would have been a better play if you bought it in a dip at $10. But if you wait till 92,000%, no way. So maybe they sold Nvidia to buy some GameStop. They need to start covering more on their shorts. It doesn't matter about the miners. The miners don't have that much power and dry powder. Look, a lot of these mining companies, they're straight up lying to investors, by the way. I'm not going to get sued. So I'll say it like this. There's one company out there that straight up lied to investors and told them that the cost to mine Bitcoin is half of the price of Bitcoin. Anybody with a brain knows that's mathematically impossible. The cost to mine a Bitcoin doesn't rely on the price of Bitcoin. It relies on the price of the electricity. So they lied to investors. And they're making it seem like they're able to mine Bitcoin right now under $35,000 per Bitcoin. It's a total lie. They can't prove that with their accounting or with their electricity. So who's losing money here? In the world of crypto, if you're mining Bitcoin and the price is 65K, but it costs you $90,000 to mine it, you're losing money. It's better to buy Bitcoin for 65K than pay 90,000 to mine it. In my opinion. And it's better to buy Bitcoin yourself on the very big dips than give your money to these corporations that are just going to go down by their stock 99%. If you look up the average cost to mine Bitcoin, it's very expensive. If you look at the average cost, these miners are down bad. I would be turning off those machines. There's no reason to pay $87,000 to mine a Bitcoin when the price is 65,000. You don't want to do it. They're paying $20,000 above spot for a Bitcoin. That's worse than me going to a Bitcoin ATM. It doesn't make sense. The cost to mine Bitcoin is so high. Miners will lose. I know the cost can vary depending on where you're from, where the electricity is at, but you can use check on chain and check the hash rate index to see where these guys are paying for the electricity. So if you really want to analyze it, it's very simple. If a miner's paying more than spot price by over $10,000 per Bitcoin, that's a very bad it's a very bad game to play. Those mining machines running. Whew. And then you have to start calculating in another important factor. How much electricity was used to mine that Bitcoin? So the total network electricity cost was about $24 million. The attributes to block subsidy was about 23.8 million. It's not looking good. I would not pay more for Bitcoin than the current price if I didn't have to. It doesn't make sense. And that's another reason why we could be going down too. The miners could be offloading some Bitcoin, unfortunately. Would you pay $80,000 to have one Bitcoin now when you can go on an exchange and pay around 65,000? All right, I have the Python ports. If we look at Bitcoin now, we have a double bottom on the 5-minute chart. That double bottom target up here goes to about 67,000. That'd be about a 1.8% move up. Ethereum's still above 1800, which is very good for my longs. So for the poll today, are you bullish or bearish? 64% are bearish. I think we're going to get a little bit of V-shaped recovery today. I could be wrong. There have been times where we get a very good V-shaped recovery after dips like this. It was a very accelerated drop. OG Mars says he bought a little bit more Doge. Nice. We're at 1951 for ETH. We're at $66,095 for Bitcoin. Remember that long entry for Bitcoin is at 62,991. So I'm up a little bit over $3,000 per Bitcoin. My Doge long was at 9.12 cents, and we're down here at 9.4 cents. SRP is very close to my entry. I entered at $1.33. We're at $1.36. All right. I'm seeing a green wick on the top side here for Bitcoin and volume to 168 so far. We have this double bottom target for Dogecoin as well. So double bottom for Doge, Bitcoin, and ETH at the same time on the 5 minutes. How crazy is that? So I made a chart. I'll put it in my Discord for you guys. Look at my Discord. You'll see this chart that I made. And this chart right here, I have it on the YouTube as well. But basically, the 24-hour fees was about 3.1 Bitcoin. That's only $206,000. The network, though, was $28 million for the electricity use to mine the Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin was mined? Well, 456 Bitcoin were mined, which was about $30 million. So it costs $28 million of electricity, $30 million for the value. You're not even calculating the value of the hardware, the equipment, the labor cost. If you look at this spread, it's not really much spread, really. So the coverage ratio, this is the fees collected cover the proportional electricity cost is 108%. And the electricity cost for fees is about $190,000. It seems like a losing proposition at this point for these companies to be mining Bitcoin. Because if we do the math here, if they were to buy the Bitcoin, it would have been better. If they would have bought this Bitcoin, it would have been a lot better. I threw that in my Discord though, for you guys. So why would you mine Bitcoin here? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to mine Bitcoin here when you can buy it here. So maybe some of these corporations and companies will just buy instead of mine, and that can make the price go up. In my opinion, it's way cheaper to buy. Which platform do I leverage trade on? I'm using Wheats. Zubanal says, is Shiba Inu still worth the investment, especially since it went down? I think there's been a lot of drama with the SHIB community. I think there's been a lot of drama with SHIB community. I haven't really looked back at SHIB in a very long time. In regards to buying SHIB, if you look in the Discord here, Discord here for SHIB, we have that red block coming for SHIB over here at 0003128. I haven't bought Shiba Inu in a very long time. Oh, am I wearing the same shirt? That's hilarious. That's hilarious, wearing the same shirt. I gotta take a screenshot of that. I forgot how to take a screenshot inside the, alright, page up. Ah, that's hilarious. That's funny. Yeah, I can load the Shiba Inu chart for you guys as well. Let's go over here. So I had the accumulation zone a long time ago. And if you look back at the Discord post where that red block was at, it was at the 000, like 4 zeros 3128. So this is up here. This was that area, that red block that you saw in the Discord. 3128. So not at the absolute top at 32, but the 3128. And from that 3128 range, I'll just draw it here. So when we had the red block at 3128, we were hoping for a target, falling wedge target. It never hit, so we had red block come in. And I haven't really bought SHIB after this. I don't really care for SHIB too much now. And we're down about 80%. Yes, we had some green blocks coming in, but still we're down even lower. Look, 1, 2, like this range over here, really bad. We had this green block come in, went up 40%. Currently price is at, let's get the current price. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 583. This is our current price down here. And we have this zone, but I don't know if I want to buy SHIB. I think they have a lot of their community turned against them. They didn't do a good job of maintaining what they had. They had some bridge exploits as well for some projects. Yeah, I'm not buying yet either. I'm not buying it either. Yeah, there's problems with leadership in the community, so I'm stay away from SHIB. In my opinion, SHIB is like fake Doge. May as well just get Doge. The SHIB community came in. They tried to say that they were changing, that they were going to be like Doge, better. They were supposed to be the Doge killer, but they failed. And look at those charts back here. That time, really bad time for SHIB. All right, let's go back over here. Look at the charts. We are trying to recover from the pre-market dip for crypto here. If we recover all the way up here, how many people would start buying at $2,300? That'd be a big push on those liquidations for ETH. ETH was dropping. Vitalik Buterin was selling a lot of ETH recently. I'm feeling pretty good about these positions that I have, though. Dogecoin's a little bit above and below 9.4 inside this wick here. We zoom in on this wick here for Doge. A lot of these wicks are showing that volatility. You measure here is like 1/3%. Bitcoin's above 66K though. We have that double bottom target 67K, so $1,000 per Bitcoin. Dogecoin from the double bottom to the target would be about 3% move up here as well. Getting some wicks here for Bitcoin.
Puts on.
You guys want to go back down memory lane real quick? I want to show you something just for comparison, right? If you look at the if we look at day one of the YouTube video, right? And we just drag it right here. So let's add so when we had day one bull market, just add a new test. Let's fix this background as well. So day one bull market versus current price. What do you notice here? All right, so this is very interesting. Compare day one prices to now. Compare day one bull prices till now. Let's get it.
Small little naps, like 15-30 minutes each. I was trying to like watch the charts, but I would just sleep, you know. But then you guys talking on the chat just kept waking me up. So, and then I think Ali was until later, and then like because she has a loud voice, you know, it really kept me up.
So you be up and alert, ready.
Bro, you need to be ready to kill at any moment. You never know when the enemy is gonna come and take your shit.
I can tell they came right now. I woke up. I had my alert set up, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I got out right away.
You had a long?
No, I have a spot bag.
Smart.
Yeah.
This T-Mobile guy or who's this?
Bitcoin's still getting a little bit of sell here.
We're listening to audio of the day one bull market. Bitcoin was at $16,535.
It's looking tempting to long it, but we'll see. Maybe a better price.
Notice how these retail traders acted when Bitcoin was at the absolute bottom. We know it was the bottom here because when we go back, this was the bottom. Let's see how they reacted
Guys,
there.
I'm thinking that after this big drop, if we really have like a big drop, we're gonna have a rally until the end of the year for Santa gifts. I could be totally wrong though.
Anything is possible. I mean, even the best 25.
Look at the pattern also. Look at that pattern during that drop and look at the current prices.
It's crazy though.
Like the serious one.
I just bought some ape right now. Got in position on my ape.
How much you get in?
What's that?
What was the price?
$3.10.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's good.
320 or what? You're gonna write it to 330?
Trying to see maybe 332.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I literally switched from Luna just because if I lose in something that everybody's trading, I just lost. No problem. Everybody does it. But if I lost in something that everybody's telling me not to trade, bro, it's horrible. All of you just it's horrible. You don't care. You just pound people to death. I told you. We told you. So I don't like that.
I look, Tim's back. He has streams on. Your YouTube wasn't working, bro.
But I don't complain. I make enough money over there. I lose a little bit, so we're good.
So think about this. If Dogecoin was under 9 cents on day one of the bull market, would people buy Doge if it went down to 8.2 cents again? Probably.
Yeah,
They-
I didn't do nothing tonight. No short. Look at that candle though. Hey, did you get out? It's coming back for you.
Bro, I'm feeling like getting into HW. Micro trade in the for a loan. They just a feeling right now.
When did you get in?
No. I'm thinking about getting into the loan. I'm just thinking in HW.
Hey, Aaron, it's about to go get you. It's gonna go get you, bro.
I know, it's cool. It's cool. Man, I hold it for so long. I can hold a little longer.
You're gonna wait until it's
Profit. It's
negative
going
again.
back up fast.
Yeah, bro, you need to get out.
What's
Hey,
the
Dogecoin.
closest?
You messed up.
Aaron, what's the closest you have been to your entry price or to
Look at this shit.
It's
Look at-
cool.
look
I
at that
left
candle.
you guys.
It was moving fast at that time.
Doge.
You caught it?
I just took profit.
Why did you take profit? Wait. Just wait. Let me tell you why that.
Man, I'm making money over here.
Wait,
Ow,
wait.
let's go, baby.
Wait. Let me tell you why that drop happened. It's because BlockFi is not able to do business.
People were taking profit from this very small move at the bottom from just Bitcoin going from $16,000 to $17,000. And then from there, like this was day one of the bull market. We had so much opportunity at that time.
Froze deposit, they froze withdrawals. People are scared. But we're already recovering from that dip. I think we can come all the way back up for Bitcoin, come back above 17,500. So it's going to be another $400 gap up for Bitcoin. It's going to be
Not just
very
BlockFi,
fast.
though. What's his name? Resigned, and I think they went bankrupt also. So it's not. And
Yeah.
BlockFi's not that big of a news.
Yeah,
buddy.
BlockFi pulled the opposite, Drew. They said we are not business as usual.
Right.
But
Yeah, BlockFi, though, they still didn't have too many funds. I mean, I still think they're small players.
how many people caught that Matic play I put in the share your entries channel at 9:38? I put it 10 minutes ago before this pump happened for Matic. We even dipped down a little bit more. I was able to get Matic one more time under $1. Feels so good.
Yeah, I bought a little bit right now. I'm mad at you.
Yeah, I'm switching.
Look
to
at that wick. Look, Bitcoin already recovered. Look, Bitcoin already went 17.3.
That's
Wow.
not a recovery, though, Tam. Yet it's still in the ditch.
No, it's recovering.
It didn't make a higher high out of this whole dip yet, though. It's still.
No,
it's
this
still
is a
lower
higher
than
high
when
out of the dip.
started.
This is a higher high out of the dip, Drew. On the, what time
It's a
frame you on?
potential recovery. It hasn't recovered yet, though.
No,
But
it's
yeah,
recovered on 5
recovered.
minutes. On 5 minutes, we're away. We made a higher low and a higher high within a 10, 20 minutes. Look, this higher high, we haven't had a higher high like this in over 20 minutes. Look at this.
Yeah, I was
Look,
watching.
look,
we still
35
haven't
minutes, 40 minutes.
A
We had a higher high
recovery would
40
be at
minutes.
17,544, though.
No, we already went up there. We already made a higher high for this candle for 35 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we're still in a downtrend. That's
Well-
my opinion. It's a profit.
Well, the people that bought down here, they're already in a profit compared to the people that are going to wait until we're all the way back at 17.5.
Yeah.
You don't see 10K before we recover, before we really turn maybe a little rally?
No, 10K is after Coinbase goes under.
That's gonna happen, you know.
10K is if Coinbase goes under. I think after their next quarterly reports, if it's really, really bad, that's when there's going to be a bank run on Coinbase and customers are going to start leaving the platform and
That's
going
not
to
gonna
other
be a thing
companies.
on Coinbase. Coinbase is fine. They're liquid. They got money. There's going to be there's so many other companies that are up to bat that have the crosshairs on them.
It doesn't matter about
Coinbase-
being liquid, Drew.
Coinbase is
They're running
fine.
out of cash. Unless they use their client's fund, they cannot sustain at the rate they're spending cash if you look at their quarterly reports. Where are they getting that cash from? How are they going to get cash to
I think
sustain
you're
themselves?
speculating on. You're doing a little speculation as well.
How? Did you see their last quarterly report?
Go through here. Let's check what happened to Coinbase
They
trading
are
volume
bleeding cash.
since then, and let's see what happened to the price of Bitcoin since then. Oh, Bitcoin went to over 100K. Coinbase trading volume dropped by over 80% since that time. So it's it sucks for the people that sold Bitcoin at the bottom instead of buying. We're not at the bottom yet. Yeah, that guy was Drew. He bought ApeCoin around $3. It went down to like 10 cents. He sold Bitcoin at the bottom before it started running again. If we look over here at Coinbase trading data, if we look at Bitcoin on the US dollar on Coinbase, and we look at the monthly charts, and we look at the volume here for US dollar, we've been falling off since 2022. Since 2022, this volume went down drastically. We had candles on that time from 1 million volume. Now our last month candle only 375,000 volume. If we look at the chart for Doge on Coinbase US dollar from 2022 November, we went from over 24 billion volume to last month's candle not even 9 billion volume. That volume has done nothing but fall off ever since we had day one of the crypto bull market. A lot of that money went to other exchanges. A lot of exchanges grew during that same time, and people slowed down that use of Coinbase. But the point of that video is to say, why would you feel the need to mine Bitcoin at $87,000 per Bitcoin when the current price is $65,000 and day one bull market prices was under 20,000. The only reason you would be willing to do that is if you were late. That's the only reason they're willing to do it. That's the only reason these companies are buying the top of Bitcoin, because they're late. They advertise that they've been in Bitcoin for over 10 years. How are you in Bitcoin over 10 years and your average cost of Bitcoin over $70,000 per Bitcoin? What do they do? Spend 10 years studying it before they even did a buy? Does not make sense. So we go back over here to my dashboard. On my dashboard, if you look at the dashboard, Bitcoin fees. If you look at the current average cost to mine a Bitcoin, it's $87,000. The current Bitcoin price is wrong. If you're mining at $87,000, it's the wrong price to mine, because your sell price is much lower. If I add in the current price of Bitcoin spread, it's going to be much lower. I'll update the dashboard. But Michael Saylor MicroStrategy, their average cost per Bitcoin is $76,000 right now. So at least they're getting a discount over the miners. Like, at least Michael Saylor's conviction is getting them cheaper than miners. So we're gonna update this website real quick. I'm just building this website as I go on the dashboard with the data and the Python scripts and everything while I'm watching these charts. So I'm building this dashboard website platform out, and this will help me do my own personal tracking as well. I think it's interesting that we are in a bear market on crypto. We've been coming down from the top, and there are still people mining it on the way down. And we saw that those were the biggest losers after the people that over leveraged to buy the top. So I don't think we're at the bottom of the bear market yet, but I did some longs. I'm in the profits on some of those longs. And I'm waiting till the next big rip up, and then I'll take my profits. I'm not married to these positions. You're back. Okay, I'm back. What's this? So here. So currently, your guys are about 60% bearish, 40% bullish on the YouTube poll. If I look over here, we are significantly under this 200 EMA for Doge. I like to measure this out. I'll just draw like a little box right here. So I'll make this a golden box. So this is going to be one of my golden boxes. Basically, this is an area where the price is at least 3% distance from the current price to the 200 EMA on the 5-minute chart right here. When we were like this before, let's just copy this box. We were in a similar area before, but this was bigger. This was roughly about 3.60%. And then from that area, we started climbing and climbing and climbing until we actually touched the moving average. And that was the 1% move. And pull this out to here. So from there to here, and I take this value, and you look at that. Perfect recovery right there. Then we had the breakout. Now we have a potential another area. And we saw that we went up over 3% from that range. And we can go up over 3% from this range. Maybe even break above that moving average here. Probably at least get 9.93. I would say at least 9.93 from here. So what I'm going to do, obviously this is not the same. Nor should I expect it to be the same. But if we have this triangle for Doge, right? Then we can go and then get that target 9.93. So we have this 993 target from right here. But we haven't even done this pattern yet. This is just a guess, right? It's a guess that we might complete that pattern. So we'll probably be back above 10 cents relatively soon if Dogecoin follows through and completes this target. I don't know about you guys, but interesting. It's a nice target to have. I'll let you take a moment, screenshot this for the guys catching up over here. It would be interesting to see Dogecoin go up to break that range. We're starting to get a little bit of green here. I like this area. I like this area for Doge. So I'm looking at the chart here, and we have a short-term double bottom target, 67K for Bitcoin. And we've been slowly climbing to that area. Ever since we hit that double bottom, we've been climbing for about the last hour. $66,158 from here. If you're bullish on Bitcoin here, let me know in chat why. If you're bearish, let me know why. David says, what are your thoughts on Jelly Jelly? I traded it a few times in Discord, but I haven't looked back at it, honestly. It's one of those meme coins, and sometimes meme coins fall off easily. It doesn't have a utility. So, if you look at my Discord, and you want to look at some of my Jelly Jelly trades, this is that chart on Jelly Jelly. So when I started shorting it up there at the peak and riding it down, because I did a short here also, closed the short, went long, closed the short, and then I haven't traded it since then. If you look at my long on Jelly Jelly, from 8 cents to 13 cents, I made 959%. I did from 10 cents to 11 cents, 253%. It did pump quite a bit before. But it's one of those things that I haven't really looked back on after I shorted it. The big short from 15 cents down to 6 cents, I made 1,000%. So it's not one that I really looked back on after trading. Typically, meme coins like that, I just trade them like once or twice and then I move on. Because I don't want to get stuck holding the bag when people stop trading it. Because I know even with Dogecoin, sentiment for meme coins falls off very quickly. Albanian Crypto says the bear market in 2021 also started around today's price, 69K, all the way down to 16K. Yes, sir. I see. Dogecoin 9.4 cents. I mean, this is only like 1 cent above when we started the bull market. But there was a time when Dogecoin fell under 5 cents. Dogecoin's still a meme coin. Very much so. It's probably the biggest meme coin. Ah. I would be more bullish on Dogecoin over XRP here. I know you guys are like halfway divided between bullish and bearish in a way. Let's see which one you like more. Which one do you like more here? BTC, Doge, XRP. Which one would you rather buy? Bitcoin, Doge, Ether, XRP. What's up, abundance? Well, what Block did was fire a bunch of people. And if a lot of companies do what Block did, our labor market stats are going to be bad. And if the labor market stats are bad, that may push the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. Money printer might turn back on if a lot of people get fired because of AI. So if more companies follow suit, fire a bunch of their employees, and we get the data AI. It's almost at 11 o'clock, Kendall, so we have 2 more minutes to see how this goes. Okay, yeah. Oh, Bitcoin's around $66,126. Uh, wow. Yeah, it doesn't make sense when I look back at that mining data. So I update the platform, by the way. Gotta make sure I don't show you my developer keys and stuff by accident. I would hate to do that. But as it at least show you my developer keys. So here's my updated dashboard. So with Bitcoin price at $66,103, would you still pay $88,000 to mine? That's $22,000 more per Bitcoin. Even Sailor average cost 76,000. My day one bull market price was 16,539. If you look at all the Bitcoin mined in the last 24 hours, that value is around $30 million. And after getting $30 million, a Bitcoin mined with $28 million of electricity, the transaction fees for that Bitcoin was about $202,000. So if you add in the electricity cost, transaction fees, it's pretty expensive. You go down, you look at the daily electricity cost breakdown. The block subsidy electricity is over 99%. If you look at the fee versus electricity cost, it's very, very close. Very close. So, do you think if electricity gets cheaper, the cost to mine a Bitcoin would be cheaper? Would that make the average cost of a Bitcoin cheaper? Or would it just make the transaction fees cheaper? Probably make transaction fees cheaper. If the value of Bitcoin goes up, though, then the value of the surplus would go up. But the miner's fee getting $200,000. If Bitcoin price goes down, the fees collected are going to be lower, predominantly. So this one right here scares me. The industry average production cost, electricity overhead for Bitcoin is very high. It's almost too high. Wow. At least there are companies buying Bitcoin instead of mining when they can buy it cheaper. Makes sense, right? Stop losses don't work if there's a big liquidity pool. Whew. Well, you want to look back at the comparison between day one and now? I'm trying to like pull this out, but a little bit hard. Actually, this is not that bad. I want to see like comparison that day one and now. Hmm. So let me add that test as well. So we have the current prices on the left side. We have day one bull market prices on that right side. Oh, messed up. I think this looks all right. It's not perfect, but it's all right. And now we're going to add something in the middle. Maybe I can add a color source. Just like a little divider, you know? Just a little divider so we don't get confused. All right.
Nothing has changed since then either.
Yeah, but they have one-to-one customer funds. They're not loaning out the customer funds. They're not going to start using their customers' funds.
They're a corporation. They don't have to loan out customer funds. They're going to go bankrupt regardless of loaning out customer funds because they're just spending all that cash on employees,
I think they'll be able to weather this bear
advertisements.
market. They'll be able to weather this bear
No, they
market.
won't. Brian, this is Brian Armstrong's first bear market. He underperformed. There's a reason he dumped all his stocks at the very first day of DPO. He doesn't know what to do in a bear market.
They have too much money. There'll be other. I mean, their business model might not be the best right now, but they still have too many funds under asset, and they have a lot of funds backed up. There's going to be companies way before Coinbase to go down before you get the red flag for Coinbase.
Bear Stearns had fund under assets. Doesn't matter. They had billions, but they still went bankrupt. Coinbase is following that same path if you look at their quarterly report. The next quarterly report that comes out is going to put the nail into Coinbase. It's going to scare a lot of customers. If Coinbase keeps...
that comes out, I agree. If that next quarterly report comes out super bad, I might start double thinking my things too. But I think it's going to be a medium report.
There's another YouTuber out there that he said that they're over leveraged, so just be careful.
He doesn't know shit.
Nah, this is Brian Armstrong's Drew. I warned people about Voyager. I warned people about FTX. I warned people about Robinhood and Coinbase. Just look at their report. It's horrible. I've never seen a company bleed cash like this. This is a bear market. They should not be bleeding cash like this. Who the fuck spends $50 million on a Super Bowl advertisement in a bear market?
They got the cash.
They had the cash. They had it. They don't have it anymore. They had it.
It's coming back.
How much did they
It's not coming back.
there.
They're not making a lot of money right now on commission either. You think spot trade commission makes money? No, they're not making much money on spot trade commission right now compared to what they're spending on employees, servers.
Yeah, I mean they're not making that much money, but trust me, there's going to be many more exchanges to go down before Coinbase. So you're going to have a heads up, and you'll probably see other exchanges go down before them. So you'll have a heads up before shit happens with Coinbase.
Nope, you're going to get that email.
Every single one of their people pay like $30 a month for the Coinbase One. They also don't offer futures. They also don't lend that much money out on other aspects. Look at something like MEXC. It's a fantastic platform, but they don't charge anything, right? So how long are they?
No, MEXC charges. MEXC makes way more money than Coinbase. MEXC does futures. If you're doing futures, you're loaning out collateral.
Fucking fail, Tame, is when they do futures and they don't have any fees and stuff, right? Or high fees and things. So,
Joe, what are you talking about? If you trade on MEXC, you can see the fee. I'm paying $15 for $1,000 futures.
That's all. They're just trying to encourage more people to come over there. And then again, it's just another one of those platforms where it does really well. Why were you on KuCoin for so long if you knew this fucking thing was going to fail, Tame? It fell on its face, but you played on it all day long, every day.
I played on it until it started getting signs of failure.
Exactly. I just see that you're
That's
seeing
the thing with
signs
crypto. You
of
have to move.
taking a failure, but it's a ship that's not sinking yet. It's got a lot of people on it.
Yeah. And for Coinbase,
wait. Let me stop you. Let me give you my personal testimony. The other day, I tried to cash out $80,000 fucking dollars, and Coinbase would not let me. They wouldn't let me. They took 9 days to go through my withdrawal. They blamed it on the Polygon network.
I've been using them for 4.5 years. I never had any problem with them. It's a non-issue, and that was a Polygon issue. They got customer funds one
It's
to
not a
one
Polygon
back
issue.
right
The
now.
Polygon said it went through on the chain. Polygon
No, but I'm saying what's going
confirmed
on
it.
now with FTX and everything, and it's a non-issue. They got customer funds one to one backed, and a lot of cryptocurrency companies can't say that.
Nah.
None of the platforms you're doing it on, Tame, can say that. Period. Compared to Coinbase, you just had one bad day, one bad trade, and you're hating it.
It wasn't a trade. It was trying to withdraw, a simple withdrawal.
It was a crazy amount of money you made off it, and you're trying to instantly pull it out, and they said, "Fuck you, bro."
No, it was a
No,
Polygon.
they did that for everybody, and they
It was a
tried to blame
Polygon.
Polygon. It wasn't Polygon. Polygon was working fine. They tried to blame Polygon. They tried to blame Ethereum. Nothing's wrong with the blockchains.
Let's
It
talk
was
about
their apps. Their APIs had problem. Their APIs had problem with Polygon, so they didn't. Maybe they did that on purpose. Maybe they didn't. But it was an API problem with the way they connected their APIs with Polygon.
That's really what it was.
How do they have problem with their API though? That's so weird. For 9 days, that's a liquidity issue. If they have that issue API for 9 days,
Dude, just like every other company, they can lay people off. Look at Metaverse. Look at every other company. Maybe they are going to start laying people off when the shit really hits the fan. Maybe they have plans that they're not releasing to folks and people like you. I don't know.
anybody that's
One
talking to me about
possibility
Coinbase,
also-
anybody that's giving a strong opinion about Coinbase, and you think they're not going under, look at their last quarterly report before you make that statement, please.
It's also easy for them to make a negative report so they can claim that on their taxes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was very easy for them to click that sell button also on the first day DPO when they first came out. They don't really have much in the game.
I mean, they're incorporated in the U.S., publicly listed in the U.S. I mean, that means that they do believe transparency and trust are pretty important. You know, they're not going to be publicly listed. If not, every investor could see their public audited financials, which shows how they hold customer funds. They don't issue an exchange token.
I'll pull this up on YouTube. I'll show you exactly what I mean. I've been following Coinbase for a long time. If I go down here, look at this, Brian Armstrong, 2021. Look at this. He sold a majority of his stake in the company, $389 per share. He and all the other officers, if you look like here, they were dumping their shares on DPO. They don't have much skin left in the game. They can let this thing go under and they don't even care because they already made their money from the DPO. Look, I'm pulling these cells up right now. 389. Look at all these officers dumping their shares. Did they buy their shares back? No, they didn't buy any of their shares fucking back. They will let this thing go under. But hey, look, if you trust them that much, put all your money there. I'm not going to trust them.
That's cool, but
I'll
you
put my
don't
money in
spread
hard
a
wallets.
speculative FUD right now. I mean, yeah, they're not doing good in the business
Whoa,
model.
is this FUD? Is this FUD? This is a real fact.
Elon Musk, he dumped a lot of Tesla shares.
He still owns more
He had
percent.
bad business reports.
No, let me stop you. Elon owns a higher percentage of Tesla than any of these officers own of Coin. He still owns a large.
Slowly dumping them too.
He's dumping his rewards. He gets paid in shares. That's what he's selling. He doesn't get paid money.
Brian Armstrong considered that a reward. He said, "I worked my ass off. Let me get paid."
He dumped all of it. Look at this. Look at Brian Armstrong.
I would too. Good for him.
749,000 shares. He made over $290 million, and he never bought back into the stock. So to Brian Armstrong, the stock is still overvalued. He thinks it's possibly going to go under. Why would he not buy back into the company at $50 per share or $40 per share? He doesn't believe in the company.
I would disagree.
What if everything in this market is just waiting for Bitcoin to really fall on its face and then things really happen? Then your opinion will change maybe from there.
What I was going to say early is that it's a possibility that these exchanges could be targeting high profitable individuals. Like, wow, these and these are making so much and taking, let's slow something. You know, it could be too.
Let me read you the very first chapter of the quarterly report from Coinbase. Coinbase says, headwinds continue to impact our transaction revenue, which declined 44% quarter after quarter. You think they're magically going to make more money after Bitcoin dips down to 16,000? No. They're not magically pulling out any cash right now. They didn't take this approach like I would have. I would have been a vulture and took all the FTX clients if I was Coinbase, but they don't have that sort of they don't have that money for advertisements right now. The only thing their CEO can do, he can go on Twitter and say, "Oh, kumbaya. I hope FTX gets through this for the community." Fuck those guys. They don't know nothing. They don't care. But hey,
For the
let's go back to the time I was talking about Voyager, and let's see how many people got stuck on Voyager. It's a lot of people stuck on Voyager. How many people in here told me that Voyager wasn't going to go under? Are they even still in the Discord?
Yeah, Voyager, those are all mom and pop shops. Coinbase is the OG of OGs.
Voyager was big. Voyager had a lot of assets under management.
Mom and pop shops. It's Coinbase the OG. It's embedded with the U.S. government. It's got Circle. It's got Grayscale. It's got Big Boys. They're going to be hanging here for a while. They've been here from the start, and they're going to be here till the end.
Coinbase is the only thing that they have is that they're a corporation, but corporations can go under and get sold left to right.
Wow. So far, 300%, 282% on Matic, man. Thank you so much. Entry price 1.0164. Thanks, man.
And look, if you're trying to calculate Coinbase revenue, all you have to do is go to nomics.com and just check their trading volume. That's the only thing you have to do. Binance was bleeding Coinbase. Binance US, that $0 Bitcoin, it pulled a lot of customers off of Coinbase. That's why when you see people transfer out of Coinbase, they're trading. When they transfer into Coinbase, they're just dumping it and cashing out. How many people got stuck on FTX? How many people did not heed my warning on FTX and got stuck? Rob barely was able to pull his money out of FTX like days before this happened. Days before this happened.
I barely pulled out my money yesterday. I have $100 left in that's waiting to get there. Well, US.
Yeah, but here's the weird thing. Why is Coinbase stock down even lower at their BlackRock investment? Well, BlackRock can pull out just as fast as they put that money in. That's the beauty about stocks.
They're trying to scoop it up before shit really comes in. And once NASDAQ gets blockchain friendly, they know the bulls are going to be back and they want to be locked and loaded. They want this bitch as low as possible, just like Elon wants his Doge low.
That's good for everybody. We can all buy.
Yep.
So far we started this recovery already on crypto from that dip. Already started that recovery. I'm just telling you, look at the quarterly report of Coinbase Net Summit comes out and then see after that comes out, go to Nomics. You're going to go to exchanges and then you're going to look at their trading volume after that quarterly report, see if it gets slashed by half or something. Look, their all-time high trading volume. Their all-time high trading volume was in 2021. They haven't had that much trading volume since then. It's like only 11.12 billion on that day. They actually have very low trading volume compared to a lot of exchanges. Coinbase, right here, their trading volume is very low compared to many exchanges. But hey, look.
That's not true. They have very good trading volume, even with Bitcoin. I'll be right back.
So you're telling me this is fake? This data on nomics.com is
you're
fake?
Comparing it to a company that offers futures.
Look at-
everybody's
look at
trading
Coinbase.
on
No,
that time
I'm not
period.
comparing it to a
People
company that
that are on
offers
Coinbase
futures. I'm
don't
comparing it
trade
to
as
other
much.
companies like Binance.us.
Look at the 24-hour on Coinbase right now and just see
compare
like,
that directly.
trading volume.
Binance US doesn't
Compare
have
that to
futures. Binance US
Look at
doesn't
the
have
Coinbase
futures.
exchange right now. Their trading volume is 3 billion. 24 hours. They just traded $3.2 billion worth of cryptocurrency. That's 230 coins, 547.
So is it fake or is it real,
That's
Drew? Is that fake or real?
That's real. That's $3.264 billion in 24 hours.
Okay,
Ethereum
write down
is
that
number-
volume. Write down that volume, and when the
Ethereum-
quarterly report comes out, check the volume again.
24-hour volume is 1.074 on Ethereum and 1.071 billion on Bitcoin.
That's not a lot of
24-hour
volume.
volume.
It's not a lot of
That's a
volume.
lot of volume. Yeah, it is.
Not for what.
That's 32%. 32% of. Let me see. Hold on.
Let me rephrase my statement. It's not a lot of volume compared to the revenue that they're going to raise from that volume compared to their expenses.
Maybe.
What do you mean? It's not maybe. You can look at last quarterly report. They're not making that much money off of this much volume.
Depends what this next report
They need
comes out.
10 billion plus volume to even break even. These guys are going to get slaughtered. Look at their quarterly report. They need 10 billion volume to break even. They're only at 3 billion. They're bleeding cash.
What do they spend 10 billion on? Like on their employees?
No, it's not spending them 10 billion. They only make so much revenue from the from the exchange volume because people are paying $30 per month versus all that commission on that new Coinbase One.
Okay, so they're generating money off of each and every sale and charge people $30 a month. They have 30 million people.
Nope. The people that pay $30 per month pay less fees.
Okay, but fees are being made is really what I'm kind of trying to say, right? So they're generating fees on all their transactions. They have more people on their platforms that are sitting here patiently waiting for these markets to really take back off again too. I'm listening, but I'm just trying to understand why you are trying to back this thing against the wall and shoot it with a shotgun in its face, Dan. Just because you have one
it's bad. They're in a bad state. Look, I come from a financial background. They're bleeding cash. It's very simple. Are they going to magically get cash out of their asshole or something? Where does it come from?
Maybe they got some in their asshole, Tam.
Like, look, you can look at their fee structure on their website. You can calculate the volumeonomics. It's not really good.
You forget they do custodial services, right? You know they mess with the big boys.
And you think I'm joking when I say that they're trading their clients' money? They can sue me right now. They're trading their clients' money. Why do you think they offer you that stake in Bitcoin and stuff?
Tam, you're giving false information. They're not giving you any stake in Bitcoin. You need to do some research before you accuse companies of doing things they're not doing.
Are you sure?
% sure. You're mistaking that with Gemini.
No. Coinbase Earn.
No, Coinbase, they're only giving you when you use your debit card. You can choose either a Stellar, you can choose Bitcoin, you can use Litecoin, you can choose Dogecoin. They give you 4% in Stellar, but that's not staking. That's rewards from your debit card spendings.
I don't know. I'm looking at this website page directly from Coinbase, and I see the word staking. And how does staking work? When the minimum balance is not met, a node deposit that amount of cryptocurrency into the network as a stake. Look, they're trading users' funds. If these users pull out, they're going to have less Bitcoin for these own transactions.
I don't think you understand, because the proof of stake, you use coins to validate transactions, and rewards come from inside the blockchain. You don't have to loan shit to anybody. Things like Tezos, Cosmos, and Algo, you don't have to loan out the coins to make the coins. You validate transaction, proof of stake. Those coins are made to validate extra transactions. They're all internal on the blockchain, so you're not loaning your coins out. You're giving delegation properties to Coinbase. They're delegating and they're aggregating a lot of staking for that blockchain.
What happens when customers pull those funds? They can't make the transactions anymore, correct?
No, it's liquid. Exactly. No, it's always liquid. Anytime when I'm just holding USDC there, it's liquid staking. When I'm holding Algo there, it's liquid staking. Tezos, liquid staking. They're all liquid staking. So basically, you're not locked in any contract. They're not loaning it to anybody. You want your money, you got it, because it's blockchain proof of stake, real staking, where staking comes from, not this other shit people think is staking.
Okay. When people move their funds, they're gonna have less liquidity. Look, I'm not spreading FUD either. I'm telling you facts. People remove that money, they're gonna go under. The next quarterly report. Why do you think their stock's down drastically, even
because
after the BlackRock investment?
Down 80%.
So what happens when a company's stock is down, Joe? Does that mean they have less money they can borrow?
If they begin buying it when they trust it. Damn, that's the whole thing. It's like, I just don't know why you just pick out this one thing that's.
It's not one thing. It's a ton of things. Look at their quarterly report, Joe. They're bleeding cash. They're not just bleeding a little bit of cash. They're bleeding billions in expenses.
What about Gemini's quarterly report? What about Kraken's quarterly report?
Gemini's a private company.
Quarterly report. Have you seen those quarterly reports to compare them?
These things are private companies. They don't have to satisfy shareholders. When shareholders pull the plug, that means they have less money to borrow against. If Coinbase stock goes to $5 versus $50, boom, they have so much less that they can borrow.
Yeah, but guess what? That Coinbase stock, that's extra, and that's not really. That's all on top. That's icing on their cake that they have already. They can do fine even without share prices.
They already used that cake. They already used it. They sold it down from 300 down to 50. They already used the cake. Those fat fuckers already ate the cake. They already ate the cake. They had the icing on their mouth.
No, they know that shares.
I don't trust fat people with icing on their mouth when it comes to cryptocurrency.
No, they worked hard to earn it. So now they know that shares are speculative, so they give it to the public market so they can speculate on shares, but they're still doing what they want to do. They don't care if the share stock price goes up or down. They cashed out on their shares, but they still got their company to run.
Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. But then when you get stuck on their platform, you can't do anything. Well,
And by the way, Bitcoin has not recovered.
and look, if you really think people are going to wait till the bottom of the market, why would you leave your funds on Coinbase when you can put them on a hard wallet? Why would their CEO dump all his shares and never buy back in? That doesn't put any confidence in investors, that's for sure.
He's not about speculating stock price. He made his money. He sold his shares. Other people wanted them. He said, you guys could have them. Have fun gambling our shares. We're going to sit here and work and make sure our platform's okay while you guys gamble our shares away.
Do you know how many assets they had in June 30th, 2022, Drew? Only 102 million worth of assets. It's not a lot. Not a lot.
Sorry we woke up on the wrong side of the bed there, team. Sorry you woke up with so much frustration about Coinbase, but I just hope this market starts really playing what we're expecting it to. And things don't pull plugs on tens of millions of people that are ready to go in the market. So not really sure how much pride you have
Really?
against this thing. But
Did you miss what happened with FTX? Did you miss what happened with Voyager?
didn't miss it at all.
Did you miss what happened with Quadriga?
He's been in the background spending people's billions of
Did you
dollars.
miss what happened with BlockFi?
Thursday.
Those were tens of millions of users. KuCoin is next. KuCoin's already showing those signs of weakness as well.
Now, those are all because of over-leveraged using customers' funds and over-leveraging them. Coinbase is not leveraging shit right now. They have custodial services and they have spot services.
KuCoin doesn't have to leverage. Look at their quarterly reports. They're bleeding cash magically somewhere else.
They don't, that's for us to play with. They're like, here's some shares. You guys go gamble. That doesn't represent shit what they're doing in the company.
It does when it says their net revenue.
That's like, look, I'm a private company. I'm about to go public and do the same thing. When we go public, I'm going to dish off my shares so you guys have fun. And it's not going to reflect what the hell we're doing with our company. We're going to just keep it moving, whether our share stock price goes up or down. That's not going to give us extra valuation on internal factors, only external.
All right, so all the people that are going against me on Coinbase, show me that you're buying Coinbase stock or show me that all your funds are safe on Coinbase within the next 2 years. I'll leave it at that. You guys hedge your bets your way. I'll put all my profits on a hard wallet. My keys, my crypto.
Not your blockchain, not your crypto.
When I see their quarterly reports and they could go bankrupt within 3 quarters if they don't change their ways and the market's still in a bear market, that puts on concern. I don't know why people are not as concerned as I am. Maybe they're missing the financial reports. Maybe they're being too optimistic and have a lot of hopium that Bitcoin going up to 50K would save Coinbase. Bitcoin going to 50K will not save Coinbase because they're still spending absorbent amount of capital. And look, people thought I was wrong the day I saw the fucking officer buying Louis Vuitton and stuff on social media. I was like, oh, they're gonna fucking dump on DPO day. People thought I was joking. No, they dumped on DPO day. They sold their shares for $3.90. People became bag holders from day one on Coinbase stock. Day one. In the past month, Coinbase has more Coinbase errors than ever before. Look at their Coinbase status website. It's actually a website you can go to. Look at this. I'm going to pull up on the YouTube. Coinbase status. Delayed withdrawals on Polygon Network. They had it again. I think it's a liquidity issue because they gave too much USDC away. But on November 8th, says we are currently investigating issue and monitoring. So FITS has been implemented, but they're monitoring results. So people are still going to have some problems on Polygon. It's kind of suck. So when they have liquidity issues, they're going to blame the technical side. But hey, look, it only took their engineers 9 days to fix the problem before. I don't think BlackRock will save them, not stars. I think BlackRock will pull out. BlackRock cares about money. If they see something wrong after they went in and looked at the books, they'll just pull out. Why do you think stock price has declined drastically? 50% since BlackRock went in.
I mean, you could keep your funds and trade on a Chinese exchange. I'm going to trade on an American exchange.
For trading, I just put a little bit what I'm willing to lose. I think any exchange is vulnerable to go down. Any exchange. But for my profits, those big bags, I put them in hard wallets. I don't leave that on exchanges. I'm not leaving my stuff in a crypto bank. I'm not getting caught in that. Every time I earn a lot of profits, I transfer it into Doge. I put that Doge into a hard wallet. I'm not leaving money on exchanges. especially exchanges where they're bleeding cash every single day.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, and I got some pudding that I can prove that everything's been going fine for 4 years, and been making the proper
You can't
moves.
because the Coinbase status website invalidates everything you says when you can check
No,
on
I'm
there.
saying like as in what what moves I make, my portfolio is fat, and that's the proof in the pudding. So I'm making the right move so far. So I don't know if you're making such good moves as I've been making to get your portfolio as fat as I have. So maybe you should listen more to me.
What was your opinion on FTX before they went under, Drew?
I said they were terrible. Don't use them. I told everyone not to use FTX. And
Have you ever used it, or why did you say they were terrible?
No, they're not, because they're not in the U.S. and they got some office in the Bahamas.
So Kaya says I'm paid for Metsi. I'm not paid by Metsi for this. Like, what happened at FTX? I wanted to save investors. I knew that people on my Discord, like Rob, had money at FTX, so they had to pull out. And they show off your profits. You can see what shit changed. People are trading futures on the screenshots. So we knew who was trading on FTX. I'll just make a video about this, put my reputation online with Coinbase, because they are bleeding
Don't
cash.
argue somewhere else. It's too early.
If Coinbase stops bleeding cash, I'll change my mind. But anytime in America, when a company is bleeding that much cash, they usually go bankrupt within 1 to 2 years.
Yeah, the CEO too from Binance said that more companies are gonna fall this coming week.
At least Binance didn't spend an exorbitant amount of money on Super Bowl ads and stuff like that. Binance took the cheap route. They paid TikTokers like small amounts of money. They paid TikTokers super small amounts of money.
That's true.
But if you guys want to, I'll put the Coinbase quarterly reports in the chat as well. You guys can go look at the quarterly reports YouTube.
Yeah.
I would not. There's a reason it took them 9 days to get my money out, and I don't think it was a technical issue. Technical issue. When the blockchain working fine, technical issue? Nah. Liquidity issue. Because I withdraw before they had the issue on their website, so liquidity issue, not technical.
I just want to get stuck, Drew, because if you're playing with a lot of money,
Here, actually, let's pull this. Look at the shareholder letter. This one should be a big red flag. Let me take off these lines. Shareholder letter should be like a giant red flag. Look at this, the very first statement. Q3 was a mixed quarter for Coinbase. Transaction revenue was significantly impacted by stronger macroeconomic and crypto market headwinds, as well as trading volume moving offshore. Look at that, trading volume moving offshore. People like me trading on Metsi and other platforms. Binance.us, Binance. Give us that $0 Bitcoin. Meanwhile, we saw stronger growth in our subscription. By the way, this subscription is only like $30 per month, right? That's nothing compared to the fees. I can do 2 trades on Metsi, they can earn $30. So, meanwhile, we saw strong growth in our subscription and service revenue driven by our participation in the USDC ecosystem. This is the one where they had liquidity issue, by the way. They gave too much away. And higher staking activity. Drew said there's no staking, but on their shareholder meeting, it says staking activity.
The definition of what people are calling loaning is not staking. You're thinking they're loaning. They're not giving out loans. And that's a misconception that a lot of crypto people have, that they're staking when they're getting rewards. That doesn't mean the proper protocol staking. You're just loaning and getting rewards. And another thing, Coinbase Exchange, if you look at Bitcoin markets, Coinbase has number 2.
Well, wait, Drew. I don't want you to describe it. Let's let Coinbase describe it. Let's let Coinbase describe what they mean by staking. Okay, so staking services. When you hold supported digital assets on Coinbase, you may be given the option to stake these assets in a third party or proof of stake network via staking services provided by Coinbase or an affiliate third party. Look at this.
Third party is an Ethereum stake. The locked in Ethereum stake, that would be the third party.
Look what this says.
But
Stake assets from slashing.
Look at Bitcoin volume. You think they're not
No,
making
no, no,
money
no,
right
no.
now?
Let's go with the staking. You said they're not longing it. You said they're not longing it.
Bitcoin today. They're staking. The thing is, they're not giving it to Genesis and like with the thing what like Gemini does. They're not giving it out to Genesis to here, guys. You guys take this and give us some money back. It's all internal. It's they're delegating from the actual blockchain of Algo, Tezos, and Cosmos. They're just doing delegation services.
Let's just read what Coinbase words. Look what Coinbase says. Coinbase will not sell, transfer, loan, hypothecate, or otherwise alienate supported digital assets in your digital asset wallet unless instructed by you. And then when you sign these terms and service, look at this. Financial institutions associated with the purchase of merchandise or services or the repayment of loans, credit card balances, and debts. If you go through their terms and service, you can read all this stuff. You can read all this stuff.
Those are disclaimers, but at the same time, it's liquid staking. I'm not locked in any contract when I stake my Tezos, when I stake my Algo, when I stake my Cosmos. It's all liquid staking, including USDC.
Oh, this would be the big red flag for you, Drew. Talking about staking. Staking user growth was driven primarily by Solana, which we began supporting in June. What happened to the price of Solana since June, Drew? What happened to
Coinbase has number 3 volume in the whole world of trading Bitcoin, okay? Number 3. Binance number 2, because Binance is number 1 with USDT pair, BUSD pair is number 2, then Coinbase USD BTC is number 3. They're trading with US dollars at this volume, not USDT, not BUSD, not some copy fake dollar. This is real dollars getting traded with real Bitcoin, and they have $1 billion of that happening today.
Okay, so you're talking how much you're trading Bitcoin. Why is their revenue down? Look, the Q3 transaction revenue was $366 million, down 44% compared to Q2, driven by lower trading volume, subscription and services. They're losing trading volume. Their fees are getting higher. Their expenses are getting higher at Coinbase.
It doesn't matter. There's going to be so many other. Mexi Global will go down way before them. BitGet will go down way before them. OKX will go down way before them. KuCoin will go down before them. Gate.io will go down before them. Bybit, Tidex. Those are the companies that are going to go. Bitmart. Why
don't you tweet that? Why don't you tweet that? I'll add it in my chart. Tweet it. I'll add it in my chart.
No, I'm telling you, you're going to hear all these companies are going to go down way before Coinbase.
No, tweet it and add it in my chart.
Once Coinbase goes down, blockchain and cryptocurrency go down, basically.
Right, well,
okay? So
why don't you tweet that and I'll add it in my chart, and then we'll see if you're right.
I'm too busy for stuff like that.
You guys are being too optimistic, ignoring these financials. You're giving me all these good things, but those good things don't result in money for Coinbase. And if they look at their expenses. These expenses are huge.
At least you could see them. You can't even see Mexi Global's expenses. Who knows how they're spending their money?
These fat fuckers need to quit eating cake with icing on their lobsters. That's for sure.
They deserved it. They worked hard. They're pioneers.
They didn't work hard. They're losing the shareholders' capital. You lose a shareholder capital, they're going to pull out.
They made it easy to buy crypto back in the day. They're pioneers. They deserve it.
Of course, your FX made it easier than Coinbase buy it, and then they rug pulled on everybody. Look at their sales and marketing expenses. Their sales and marketing is over $141 million. What the? Who spends all technology development? It's over $1.1 billion. These guys are running out of cash faster than Kanye West at this point. Kanye West will probably have more cash than Coinbase at this rate in about 10 years. I'll have more cash than Coinbase at this rate in 10 years when they go completely under. Unless somebody comes in with a brain that can stop them from spending billions every quarter on expenses, then they're going to go under. You can't spend billions freely and not go under. The government's done printing cash. They don't have this more free cash any longer. The first bear market.
Don't you think you could spend your energy in something much more constructive than saying Coinbase is going to go bankrupt? We get the point.
I can make money from this. I can short the stock. I can short the stock. I can buy puts on the stock. I cannot touch the platform. You know how much Bitcoin they had on their assets?
They're trading more Bitcoin than Mexi.
Do they own Bitcoin, Drew? Do they own any Bitcoin?
I don't know, but they're trading more than Mexi is.
Metsi's trading more futures than Coinbase, though. Every single day for the past 5 years.
Exactly. Degen stuff, exactly.
If you do it wrong, yes, degen. But you don't have to degen futures. I'd rather trade futures than people behind the door trading futures with my money on Coinbase. But hey,
You
look,
can't trade futures on Coinbase.
they can take your assets, loan it out to another firm because you're staking.
They don't do that.
They say they don't do that.
No, they don't. Boy, I did my research and I found out what they do. It's called delegation. They're delegating. They're doing delegation services for the blockchain itself. So the coin is never leaving the blockchain. It's still staying on the hot wallets, internal hot wallets of Coinbase. They're not sending it to Genesis or anything like that. That's what Gemini does.
So why do
Coinbase
people pay
doesn't do
to
what
use
Gemini
it?
does.
Why do people pay for that crypto if they can't use it for how they want to?
What do you mean? They can use it while it's staking. I can even use my debit card while, let's say I have a bag of Tezos. I can still be collecting that interest and using the credit card, using my Tezos while I'm collecting that interest. So I get 4% on every payment that I make, plus that yearly interest.
But I'm just regurgitating what the Coinbase CFOs and CEOs are saying. They need to stop spending cash. If they can stop spending billions every quarter, they won't go bankrupt. Maybe you can go look. Maybe you can go help them, advise them how they can stop spending billions every quarter. They can stop paying cookers. They can stop paying for lobster. They can stop paying for gold steaks that cost $80,000. Maybe they can stop spending money on that kind of stuff and call it marketing.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you should call up Richard Hart and tell him the same. With your
Richard, in one
sacrifice
wallet, he
money.
has over $13 billion worth of assets in one wallet.
Yeah, it's money that people sacrifice. He's probably going to run away with.
We'll see.
Thing.
Yeah.
So let's say I make profits here in Maxi, and then I need to transfer it to somewhere like I want to transfer just US like cash, you know.
Peer to peer.
Go ahead.
Peer to peer. You can trade peer to peer for cash.
And then I can just send it to my bank, or it's not recommended.
Where do you live?
Massachusetts.
Let me check real quick.
I mean, they have my ID, you know, my state ID, so my driver's license.
Let me double check. There's like 4 states you cannot withdraw from. 4 or 5 states.
Did you guys hear that the Twitter Blue subscription is no longer available? The check mark? It's gone for some paid accounts on Twitter.
Give me a moment. I'm coughing. I need tea.
Yeah.
I bet Richard Hart likes that caviar and lobster too, though.
Bro, I took profit on the Matic, and then I set up an entry price for $1, 200x for $600, and bro, it went down to 10012 instead of 10000. That was close.
Fenros. So
what's up?
so you bet $600. Your margin was $600.
And no, I bet $600 trade, zero liquidation, and 200x.
Yeah, man, you bold. I don't risk more than $50. I mean, my margin never more than 50.
Yeah, but for some at this point, the price of Matic is I could do it, and the liquidation is zero. As long as it's zero, I'm I'm happy. I was close, man. I would be extremely good in the money right now. Let me just do some 20, 30 push-ups.
Let's do it.
I got in with a little Matic, right about the same place. 101, I'm in with Matic again.
Good morning, everyone.
Buenos.
Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, was that other guy roboting or was that just me?
You're good, Rob.
Thank you.
Bitcoin sell pressure. Here, get your hot sell pressure. Bitcoin sell pressure.
I increased the entry price to 0036.
Anybody have
To defend the 600.
dreams?
What's up?
Anybody have crypto dreams of running around in charts or anything? I'll see you tomorrow after I said it today.
Just be careful. There's crypto nightmares with Freddy Krueger.
The Crypto Krugers, right? Crypto Krugers instead of Freddy Krueger.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, what has it that Freddy Krueger was a day trader on leverage?
And it turns out like that when he lost. he got so burned that he looked burned.
Drew,
Yeah.
you there?
Doge on 3-cent alley.
Yes, sir.
So, I need to send you a picture here in just a bit, man. Like, everybody takes Bitcoin here. Like, Bitcoin accepted, Bitcoin everywhere, everywhere. Nuts.
I know with the extra fee on top, though, right?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't use it. Even like the vending machines.
Yeah, it's always like the point of sale that happens with those. I tried them a lot. Like even when I was there, maybe they fixed them, but it was terrible. Like market sales would give you much lower price. Yeah, it'd end up being much more convenient to use the dollar or whatever currency than the Bitcoin.
Yeah. Okay. Just seeing it on everybody's door, I was like, whoa.
You know, Rob, I posted something. I think I posted in the chat. It's we got the quarterly report that came out for the cryomass. So those are all.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the official PDF, and I'll send it your way once I get that PDF.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Thank you.
Yep.
Would anybody mind giving a quick summary of what this drop was about?
I mean, she's that person, No fault on you. You know, old people, they freak out when they.
Nona, we're hearing your conversation, Nona.
What?
We were just hearing your conversation. You're not on push to talk.
On that. I'm sorry. Let me try to fix it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Nona. You know where it is, Nona, right? How to activate push to talk? I feel like this Discord's like this ocean, and there's these waves that just come in and come out. Everybody's on their little surfboards. I'm gonna try and integrate that into some trading dreams tonight, maybe. So was the discussion people were having when I woke up, it wasn't connected to the drop, or was it? About that question, it's a yes or no. It's shorter and includes less assumptions.
The fear in the market is crazy right now because people are banking with exchanges instead of banking with their ledgers and treasures like it was intended. So now that people are realizing these exchanges might not have their money, and people like the CEO of Binance is warning people that these exchanges might not have your money, people are probably freaking out. And they're liquidating their assets out of crypto before they lose it all.
That was an amazing description, R3. Yep. So the liquidity thing and a new piece of news with Binance, maybe doubling down on the theme that has scared the market, basically. Crypto.
Yep. We won't know who's gonna survive. It could be the least likely. What happened?
Bitcoin sell coming in right here too. It's going to test that local support pretty soon.
Let's go.
Yeah, Arthur, you've been up all night, huh? You saw Bitcoin at 16.5 almost, right?
I just woke up. I had a stop loss triggered. If not, I would have been up like 2K. But I think I got stopped out. I went to sleep. I couldn't watch it. I lost nothing.
10 push-ups, soldier.
I was thinking that was on the edge.
I lost nothing. I ain't say I wish. I lost nothing.
No, before you said if I wouldn't have gone to sleep or something, I would have made 2K.
No, facts.
Got him.
You can't even not use the words here.
I got you, man. I do 10 with you too.
You can go back to YouTube and pull it just so we can get the confirmation.
There you go. I gave you one extra on the house, man.
Pew pew pew.
Very much appreciated.
That was quick, dude. You're in shape.
Guys, seriously, get ledgers, get treasures, order them. Who knows who's going down?
Yeah, but when you say that, make sure you tell them order them straight from the source. Do not order them from Amazon or some shop or some store. Get them from Trezor website or the Ledger website.
Facts, facts. Make sure they're not open or unsealed.
Can
Yeah.
you guys drop a link on helpful links for that?
Don't trust people even dropping links here. Go do some research and see which one you think it is, and maybe we can get some confirmations on Twitter, on some, like official check marks, or check.
Wait, official check marks don't
Let me
work
see right now.
on Twitter.
That's true. Hold on one second.
Yeah, that was a real dumb idea from Elon. I can't tell who's who anymore. I used to trust the verification people. I didn't feel like a peasant, but I knew who was who. Now everybody has it.
Yeah, Trezor.io. Yeah, Trezor.io is the website. Trezor.io. Trezor.io.
Ledger is ledger.com. That's it.
Have you been sharing, Drew, your chart today yet?
No, I'm at a different workstation right now. I'm on my phone and on some other computers, so I'm not sharing here.
So even a fake account can buy that little blue dot thing on Twitter.
If you want to pay dollars for it.
Yeah, but they're gonna have different color checks. Like that's the $8 check is gonna be like a blue check. The people that are public figures are gonna have like a green or some yellow check or something like that. So they're gonna have like different checks for different levels, I guess, or something.
I think
So are they giving like are they giving like a driver's license picture for this or something?
I don't know.
It definitely has to be a KYC process. Oh, but I don't want to use it. Well, then you don't got to use the platform. That's what they're going to tell you.
$8 to get a fake account, I think is going to be the best thing ever.
And besides the Ledger or Trezor hardware wallets, because that's basically just storing your keys, you're still going to want to have your keys stored somewhere else, your passphrase. But if you don't want that, another option, especially if you're a Doge head, Doge Army, get yourself the Dogecore wallet. Go to dogecoin.com, make sure you spelled it right, and download the core wallet there. And by doing that, you have yourself a wallet. You can treat your laptop as a wallet, basically, and you're actually helping the blockchain, and it's very secure. You're helping validate transactions by doing that. So you're helping out the Doge chain. You're actually running a node. If you don't want to do that, you can get the light version, and you're going to have your own keys, and everything will be stored there. So that's another option. If you don't want to do buy some USB device by who knows what backdoors those companies. I don't trust those companies either. There's been exploits. Even Richard Hart, he figured out how to get all the emails from an exploit. I think somebody just leaked a bunch of emails from Trezor, and Richard Hart used that to spam everyone. So I don't know. There's ways that people could get inside information from that too. So I don't trust those 100% either. I'd probably trust the Doge wallet, trust Trezor or Ledger. That's just me.
No, Trezor is fine. Ledger's fine. They only could scratch the surface. Maybe get
I'm sure they're fine. I'm just saying, me personally, I would rather trust having my Doge on a Doge wallet, not some other shit.
But so then at that point, you really can only have a Dogecoin.
Oh, that's why I said Doge. Yeah.
No, not bad. I wouldn't be scared to put all my eggs on Doge, but that's still crazy. Damn, I don't even feel like trading this market. This shit's going to crap. Alright, let's see.
That's funny. HHH said everybody got trust issues now.
Trust issues. Not everybody. Only the people that are not safe or don't feel safe.
Well, it's good to have trust issues. You know, you gotta be kind of healthy paranoia to make sure you keep your stuff safe. So it's good to have a little trust issues in the crypto world, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I could sleep at night thanks to my Trezor and Ledger.
No, I was thinking about that whole FTX thing, and I was just like, all right, so who else is doing this windmill thing where they're only running off of their clients' money?
All of them. It's a liquidity issue. They're fractional banking, and like, this is why everybody that's listening to this, never jump into something you don't understand. Make sure you always research these things. Like, if
But
you were
not
to
all of
research,
them. Not all of them. Most of them. Not all of them, though.
you should research
Yeah,
crypto.
some of them are able to show their books and show that they're not using their clients' money.
Two people, Binance and then Crypto.com, apparently are gonna do it, but no one else is gonna do it.
And Coinbase is doing it. They've already done it, and it's all their stuff is audited, and you can view it.
I don't trust Coinbase.
I don't trust Crypto.com.
I don't trust any exchange. You should why like for that you should just stay in the banking system. Like why even come to crypto?
Because I want my money fluid. I want liquid. I want to be able to trade. I'm not here to just sit around and wait for things to happen. I got to be liquid. I got to be moving. My funds got to be able to move quick in and out. It's
So they lock it.
even with the treasures, moving for the trade in and out. You fumble. You pay extra fees. Takes time. This and that. You want to change your coins from this coin to that coin. Nah,
I don't know, man. I make my life simple. I put what I don't need in the ledger. I put in my trading account what I'm gonna trade and willing to lose if it gets frozen. And then I have a little bit in cash, a little bit here in the bank, but that's it. Like
I don't need. I put it in the bank. Shit.
Diversify your risk, but at the end of the day, to trust an exchange, for that you just use the bank. Like it makes no sense.
You're trusting a USB. You're trusting a USB device too. That doesn't make sense too to some people also.
No, it has 10 times. So.
Yeah, but nobody, the people, only the developers really understand the mechanisms behind them. So we're just basically putting our trust in something we don't understand either, these USB devices. Most people think you can actually store crypto in them.
No, you don't store anything on any of these wallets.
I know, but a lot of people, that's what they think.
It doesn't matter what they think.
In the wallet.
It doesn't matter what they think. That's just how it works. It works. It's proven to work. If you want to nerd off, if you want to geek off, go on YouTube and they'll show you how it works.
You know what else works? If I figure out your passphrase, I can take your money easy. That works too.
Yeah, if I'm a retard and let your dumb ass take it.
If you lose your device and you forget your password,
I'm not gonna come here and geek off with you, my boy.
It's all good. You can do what you want, my boy.
Well, I'll admit it. I'm the kind of person that loses my password. But I hope to change. Even if I'm 50 now, there's hope. I'm evolving out of this pattern of not being the kind of person that doesn't need a wallet, because I'm the kind of person that would lose my password.
Yo, Joe.
Yo.
Bless. This is Mills. That site is ledger.com, right? COM, right?
Ledger.com, yeah, and then Trezor.io.
All right, respect.
Yep. Bless.
I'm back. Sorry, I Was coughing up a storm, had to go take the breathing machine. I'm back.
Have you ever tried box breathing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That'll put you in a altered flow state when you're trading. Hello. Yeah, Google box breathing. And it's good. It's like exercising your lungs. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Count how many seconds it takes to inhale and how many seconds it takes to exhale slowly.
With a little pause in between the two. And when you breathe, your belly goes out. And when you breathe out, your belly goes flat. You don't want to inflate at the chest and shallow breathe.
So, Mr. Battervirus says, where are we going from here? For some reason, people think we're going to hit 10,000 Bitcoin without one of the biggest crypto companies going under. So, still trying to dissect that math, how we could hit 10K Bitcoin without the biggest firm going under. I think from here, though, we're uptrending. We're going to uptrend, slowly liquidate these shorts for Doge, ETHW, Matic. Matic's still holding above $1 up here, and then Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to reclaim this moving average at 17,057. Mr. Battervirus. Matic could go back to $1.10. It's very possible. I mean, this was a random dip that occurred early this morning on that BlockFi news.
So if Mark Zuckerberg was a troll, would he release NFTs on Facebook first?
No, he already said Instagram, so Instagram. And that's going to be the next big thing for Matic, next big catalyst. How many companies do you think will follow Facebook for that, for the NFTs? Facebook, if they do it, some other companies may do it as well.
I still think they're too late to the game. They're just trying to be hip, and you can tell they're just trying to be hip, and they're always late to the show.
Well, if they were early, all other clients would be down right now, like the people at Bored Ape Yacht Club, who are down by more than 20 to 50% from last year. The early holders are up, but the people that got in last year got wrecked.
Yeah, like with everything.
And I think that's the sentiment for sure, but with especially only a small group, which is the people that got in on the first wave and saw it poop out a little bit.
I mean, Solana's been given red flags. Just with them freezing their blockchain, it was over for them.
Hey, I want to mention one last thing about the hardware wallets and everything. You know, it's good and all, but the big boys, institutional investors, when I'm talking about 10 million and plus, they're not screwing around with no USB hardware wallets. They're using custodial services.
Well,
no, Michael Saylor's probably using wallets.
Michael Saylor's on he's on Coinbase.
His Bitcoin's not on Coinbase.
He's on Coinbase.
Oh my god. There's no way his money's in Coinbase.
Yeah, he's on Coinbase. Yep.
Show me the address.
Oh my god.
Show me the address.
No way. He's not that stupid. There's no way you're gonna trust another person.
Even your boy Richard Hart dissed him. Your boy was like, "Yo, look, Michael Saylor's on Coinbase doing market sells over here." Even Richard Hart pulled his card.
Yeah, he's gonna get wrecked. He's gonna go down in history as the guy that got wrecked by Coinbase. Oh
Guys,
shit!
you guys don't know Coinbase does custodial services too. You guys got to know the big players use custodial services. Institutional investors use custodial services. They don't hold their shit on a USB wallet. They don't like use a USB key phrase. They might use a security USB, but not a ledger's cold storage device.
The whole point of a ledger and a trezor is to be secure till regulations hit, and then you could be secure. Till then, I'm keeping my stuff and I'm
I don't
back.
know, you guys, but I never had a problem with
Institutional
Coinbase.
investors, they use custodial services. Once you get to $10 million, I would start looking for other options than your ledger. That's all I'm saying.
It's the blockchain. I could store $1 trillion if I wanted to. Doesn't matter. Regardless of what you say, I prefer to be in control. I prefer to be the bank. Why would I want a middleman? That's the reason I escaped the financial
I guess you never heard of insurance and security either, huh? Someone could jack you.
Keep staying fantasy land, my boy.
But at the end of the day, where are you gonna sell your crypto though? You still have to go to an exchange, right?
You still don't get it. It's a long-term thing for me. Like, I'm not trying to sell it. I don't need it. I'm diversifying. I'm doing things properly. I'm not a moron. Like,
I know.
I'm not gonna put my money. I'm not going to put my money in the hands of someone else when the whole purpose of crypto was for you to be the bank and do the things that banks offer. If right now we're in the middle of a listen, Hold on. Let me finish my thought. If this is like the D-Day for crypto, why the hell would I put my money in exchanges when nothing could be trusted? I trust myself and I trust my cold wallet. If you can't trust a cold wallet, then you can't trust
money in
crypto.
exchanges. I'm just telling you that when you get to that level, these big players, $10 million and up, they're using custodial services.
Nah, look, Richard, I looked at his wallet. It's not on Coinbase. He has 13 billion in assets. They're all in a hard wallet. I can pull up the wallet address right now. It's in a pulse chain. It's in a pulse chain channel on Discord. It's not on Coinbase. That 13 billion in assets.
All right.
Anyways, but my fact is still a fact is that institutional investors use custodial services.
Some of them.
Yeah, very, like, most of institutional investors are not coming into crypto till it gets regulated. Like, that's a pipe dream you have right there.
It's not a pipe dream, dog. I've been studying this shit for like 6 years. I know what I'm talking about.
All right, you give your coins to an exchange. That's fine. That's your choice. I'm not staying in control of my money.
A custodial service is different than an exchange. It might be run by an exchange, but they have different services that have different insurance policies on your money.
The services, I don't need no one to sell me nothing. I'll stay with my cold wallet.
Yeah, and if these insurance companies that are backing you go under too, like the insurance company that go under after big hurricanes, you're still fucked.
Yeah,
that's true. Everything's risky. It's all risky. I agree with that.
No, your hard wallet's less risky though, right?
I'm just giving you guys a fact.
Yeah.
The big players, I'm giving you a fact. The big players trust custodial services more than these USB devices.
Some of the big players.
Hold on. I'm in crypto and I secure my money. That's fucking hilarious. It's all
Tom
risky.
Brady?
Whoever that guy is.
Who's the big player?
You guys
Tom
all have a
Brady?
point in thinking that Satoshi Nakamoto came out here to save you guys and disrupt the bank system. It's all fucking pipe dream. It's all here to trace your activity. Cash was the move. This whole crypto shit's not to make you independent, some revolutionary shit. It's out here to suck your money and to be able to track you at the same time. Trust me.
Drew, you can have wallets that the governments don't know about, though. If you don't link it to a bank and you just do cash in Miami, you're fine.
They're going to figure out. There's surveillance programs that can figure out who made the point of sale to get into the system. They can go figure it out. They'll follow you from a park that's wooded with foliage and figure out you walked out of that park and went to this place to make this purchase and talk to this person to make over the counter on Craigslist. They'll figure all that shit out, and that's what it's for, so they can trace your ass and not to free your fucking financial.
Where the money goes, you know, they're gonna ask you where that money went. So you're gonna say, nowhere.
This is not about that. It's just about securing your crypto. Like, you over here complaining about taxes. Just pay your damn taxes.
Ain't no complaining about taxes over here.
The blockchain, dude.
Bro, blockchain. What's the blockchain? Zoom out. You're not special at all. Like, what, you gonna live like 80 years, 70 maybe? Like, the blockchain is there to store the world's information for generations to come, so we could stop playing fucking telephone.
Who's
Right? Like
blockchain?
that's what
Your
blockchain
blockchain or
is.
my blockchain? Is it going to be?
wrong.
Yeah, is it going to be your blockchain or my blockchain that's going to store this information? Whose blockchain is it going to be?
Sure.
Let the kid learn. He's
We
probably got
already
20
priced
bucks
that
in there. Come on.
on Bitcoin.
No, guys, let's. We all know that if you have your keys, it's more safe than putting it into somebody else's hands who has your keys. Look how many times employees of these firms take the keys and access your crypto. Look how many embezzlement cases occurred in the past. You want to have access to your keys. You don't want to give that to somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, that's
There's
you guys
no
do that.
argument
With my
against
10 million is going to custodial services. You guys have fun fumbling around a USB device, get jacked, someone come up in your crib and figure out everything out.
You lose the USB, you have backups, Drew, and they're all encrypted.
Yeah, and someone knows you got that money, knows you got that passphrase somewhere, and they'll do very far extents to maybe go get it too.
They can make you get it off the custodial the same way you're talking about, Drew.
facts. What?
They can tie you up and make you log in that custodial. It's way easier logging in custodial.
No, well, they would have to take it that far. They can take one step less with the approach of a passphrase. They don't need me. They would need me with that option, but the other option, they wouldn't even need me if they did enough digging around.
So basically,
you guys think you got it all figured out. All these young bucks think they got it all figured out. I'm past 45 years old. I've been in the crypto game. I've moved more than millions of dollars in the crypto. So I think you guys should just take a note or two from me.
I did over 3 million trading volume last week, Drew. 3 million trading volume.
Yeah, but they keep you alive until they get what they want.
If we want to compare things, I got a bigger dick.
No,
all right?
let's not talk about money for tax
I got a bigger
purposes.
dick than most of the people on here, all right? So I'm just saying the big players who use custodial services, they don't fuck around with these little USB devices.
Who's these big players? Tom Brady?
Nah, Tom Brady's a little fucking. He's a little.
Tom Brady's little. 650 million is little.
Yeah, that's little.
Oh, okay. He got wrecked because he ignored people's advice about FTX.
Name me one big player that has billions locked down in a Coinbase or any exchange. Name me one person that's not in control.
Wait, don't even name it. Show us the wallet. Show us the wallet where one big player has a billion.
I'll give you a list of venture capital firms that are using Coinbase custodial services or Genesis custodial services. Those are the two biggest ones, Genesis and Coinbase.
Coinbase is the company, Drew. What?
Custodial services. You guys need to do more research. You guys are all young bucks.
I say let everybody use the account that they're happy with.
What you said?
And can you put the your BTC chart in the Discord by chance, maybe?
I was, if it was to me the question, I just saying, Drew, I didn't knew you was 45, bro. You look and behave very young, internally, like it's good. You and Ali going the same good route of energy. That's good.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So
Which one do you think safer, Drew?
Bros.
Which one do you think is safer? Your hard wallet or custodial?
Custodial.
Oh my god.
Because custodial has insurance policies, my hard wallet doesn't. If someone figures out my passphrase, I'm not around, or who knows what, it's gone. I can't call anyone like, hey, Treasure, can you guys help me out here? Nope. No siree. No help coming from them.
How many years does that insurance policy have to pay you out? I know it's not instant.
Look, it doesn't matter. You guys do you. I do me, and I've been doing me perfect. I'm just telling you, it's big money is safer when it's insured and what's in secure hands. Your hands aren't secure.
Bro, this is an unregulated market.
You wrote your little ass fucking passphrase on a piece of paper thinking it's safe. Your shit catches on fire. Good luck. Oh, you gave it to your homie too. Maybe your homie's gonna steal your shit.
We're not writing it on paper.
Yeah, most of the people are. Most of the people are fucking doing it on notepads, electric. They're putting on their fucking emails like idiots. And that's the truth. That's the same thing with like masks and COVID. Same shit. Fucking USB devices, not your keys, not your crypto. That shit was a fucking gimmick put out by these companies to make you think your shit's safe with USB devices. Yeah, they help you. You know, you got custodial. But do you know how to handle your custodial when shit gets big? When you're talking about $5 million, $10 million, are you really going to be that secure?
Yeah, spread it across multiple wallets.
Risk management.
Good luck trading that shit. You want to still be able to trade, right? You want to be able to accumulate and trade what